So today we're repotting a household plant. This is a Transcantia white pistachio, and there's no other particular reason that I'm potting it, just to make a gift for a friend. This one happens to have some roots sticking out of it, a good indication that it needs to be repotted. I'm gonna remove it from the pot. As you can see by the roots over here, they're overgrown. It definitely needs to be repotted. So this one is a good example. I picked a pot with drainage. Household plants like drainage in case you give them too much water. That is important so we can avoid root rot, which is something that happens quite too frequently. First step will be to break the root ball. There's not one method to do so. You don't harm the plant if you just kind of open it up a little bit. Just gentle. Just open it up. Get rid of that old soil while we're at it. No need to do it all the way, just a little bit, just enough to break it up. Now, I'm using cactus soil with the addition of perlite to it. Maybe 75% cactus soil, 25% perlite, and a dash of fertilizer. Now, why am I using cactus soil for a regular houseplant? In this weather in Seattle, regular soils retain too much moisture for a longer period of time, so that could lead to root rot. So cactus soil actually becomes very, very useful in this area because our plants tend to hold up too much moisture. So I broke up the root ball. I put in a little bit of soil with fertilizer in here. Kind of measure out more or less where the top of the plant is going to be. You want it to be a 1/4 inch, maybe 1/2 inch below the rim, so that when you water it, the soil does not come out of the pot. And that's more or less it over here. Checking out to make sure it's centered, and then we proceed from here. I usually have my soil pre-mixed, and I made a mistake not to do that before we started filming. But I have soil, perlite, and a little bit of fertilizer in here. And now I lift the plant to make sure I get the soil underneath, and I tap it, compact that soil a little bit so it firms up. Try to go all around the plant. I'm opening up the spaces so I can get in there and fill it up with dirt. I didn't have much space to begin with. I'm not necessarily up-potting this for the long term, just so that it looks good for a gift. But I could still do very well here for the next year or so. Okay, this is pretty much done. At this point, well, the potting part of it. Now, I like to, before I finish up, add on a couple of things before I finish. One is a systemic pest control to pre-treat for possible pests, which now that summertime is coming, may be a good idea in your home. Also throw in a little bit of strong fertilizer. This is a slow release fertilizer that will break down over a period of a month or two, and will constantly be feeding your plant throughout the growing season, which is right now during the spring and summer. You always want to fertilize during the spring and summer, help your plant thrive. So I've given it a bit of systemic, a bit of fertilizer. And at this point, I would water it and put any top dressing or decorations on top that we would like. And she's ready to roll.